has happened. It has happened, and I'm really pleased about it, yes. In case you're wondering, I'm referring to someone putting the Mbadiwe twins in their place. Ladies and gentlemen, I like the twins, yeah? I love the personalities of the Mbadiwe twins. I love their intelligence. I love their eloquence. I love their smartness, yes. However, there's something I've actually observed that they have a knack for doing in the house. They tend to take people's stories, people's traumas, you know, they tend to squeeze it, and then they tend to, should I say, belittle it and make it feel or seem like it's inconsequential. And that was exactly what happened tonight that caused the heated altercation between Nelly and Ozee of the Mbadiwe twins. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you all about it on this video, so please make sure you watch to the end. Do not skip out on any part. And of course, I would love to hear your thoughts about this matter. Who do you think is at fault here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, all right? And officially, you're all welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. Without further ado, let's just quickly dive right into it. First off, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, and then I'll do an analysis of it, all right? So, the housemates were in the garden, yeah? They were about to have a task, and so Big Brother had instructed them to stay in the garden and wait for further instructions. So the house was divided into two groups. At one end of the garden was one group, and then at the other end of the garden was the other group. Now, within one of these groups was Suj, Nelly, what's his name now, Tofa. In fact, the Nelita pair, the Aces pair, there was Fairme, there was Ozee of the Mbadiwe pair, there was the Double K pair as well. So we were just having conversations. Now, we did not really see the actual beginning of the conversation, but where the cameras picked up from was where Fairme was, you know, telling his story about how he has struggled, how he has suffered, about something that happened. Now, as I said, we did not hear the actual beginning of that conversation, but from where we caught on to what he was saying, it seemed as though he was in the process of actually telling a story of how he suffered, you know, a particular experience of his. And Ozee, in his typical manner, was basically, I don't know the right word to use, but he was basically trying to dismiss, yes, that's the word. He was trying to, not even trying, he kept on dismissing every single thing that Fairme was saying. Now, Fairme was trying to say that, no, you don't understand, I'm trying to say this. And Ozee was saying that, because you suffered in this way does not mean that any other person too has not suffered. You can't be comparing your own type of suffering to any other person's type of suffering. And Fairme was trying to explain himself that that is not what he meant. He's just trying to tell his story, his own experience. But Ozee was not having it. Ozee kept on interrupting him, and, you know, just in a light-hearted mode, Nelly made a statement like, okay, fine, since there are different grades of suffering, you know, me too have suffered. And the Ozee himself felt offended, you know, because he was trying to make his own opinion stand that he too has suffered, everybody has suffered. Basically, Ozee kept on dismissing Fairme's experience, and that completely triggered Nelly, because she kept on telling him that, listen, this guy is not doing any comparison between your suffering and his own suffering, or even trying to generalize people's suffering. No, he's just trying to say his own, like tell his own experience. And Ozee was sounding defensive that no, that's what he's trying to do. And that completely ticked off Nelly, because this is not the first time Ozee is doing it. And that was how things went from 0 to 100. Nelly lost it. And ladies and gentlemen, they were having a back and forth. Now, Nelly's own annoyance is in how Ozee was trying to invalidate another housemate's experience. That, listen, this guy has a story to tell. Let him tell his story. Why are you trying to make it seem like your own experience will define everybody's experience, or you are always right? Why is it that every time there's a conversation, you always turn it into an argument? I mean, yes, we understand people's experiences are different, but why must your own narrative always be right? Other people have a right to also have their own opinion or their own experience that they want to share. And Ozee kept on saying, well, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to Fairme. And guys, they went back and forth like that, until Ozee decided to throw a blow below the belt. Now, that was when he referred to Nelly's head of house status. According to what he said, oh, I don't blame you. Ever since you became head of house, you've been misbehaving, you've been acting up. And that one completely provoked Nelly. She lost it because, as of yesterday, after they emerged the head of house, then by the way, twins had said to, was it Anita or someone else, that, oh, the only reason they had given their vote to the Nalita pair is because Suj had actually spoken to them, and because Suj is their friend, that was why they voted for the Nalita pair. Now, Anita was quite upset yesterday because for her, that's quite weird. If you wanted to vote for me, why didn't you vote for me because you wanted to? Why did you vote for me? Because someone told you to vote for me. And then instead of you to keep it to yourself, you're telling people around the house that, oh, you just had to give your vote because Suj wanted your votes. That it made it sound like they did not deserve it. Like, oh, it was because of them that they're actually in the position of heads of house. So that completely triggered Anita. She and Nelly had that conversation yesterday, and they were quite offended, yes, because it just felt like they did not deserve it. The guys just did it because of Suj. So the fact that Ozee now made reference to that again today, and in a way sort of belittled Nelly in that statement, Nelly was so pissed. Because for her, how did the conversation move from you are poor, you are not poor, you struggled, you didn't struggle? How did it move from there to, oh, because you are head of house, you are behaving XYZ? How? Nelly was so upset, she completely lost it. And from what she said, it could only mean that the Mbadue twins were regretting their decision of, giving them their vote. Hence the reason he mentioned it in their arguments, that if it wasn't in your mind, you wouldn't be saying it right now. So it means you've been carrying this in your mind. So why didn't you say it earlier on? Why did you have to wait for us to have a disagreement before you said it? You just had to say what's on your chest now that we have a disagreement. Nelly was really upset. And quite frankly, I understood where she was coming from, because as I mentioned before, this is not the first time the Mbadue twins are pulling off the stunt, yes. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you what I mean by this is not the first time they've been doing it. Now, it's a known fact that every single housemates have their own way of moving around the house, their strategies and the games that they are playing, to sustain their stay in the house. For the Mbadue twins, they studied law. So they are very, very good with manipulating conversations, twisting conversations, validating, invalidating conversations, and sometimes, making it look like your argument has no basis. They do that a lot, and they've done it before to Anita. In week 1, when they had their first diary session, Anita had actually complained to Big Brother that she had a conversation with one of them, and the person was trying to put words in her mouth, make her feel like she's ignorant of what she was saying. And while she was trying to correct him, he was still arguing back and being defensive, and it made it look like they were in a courtroom. And so she decided that no, she can't have a solid relationship with someone like this that would always try to make her sound stupid. Another housemate has actually complained about it. That's Mayor. That these guys, they have a very, very nasty way of turning conversations into something else. They make it look like you said something when you did not say something. Yes. Now, Nelly has also noticed it too, and it irritates the hell out of her, because for her, everybody has a right to share their own experiences without getting shut down by anybody. So what happened tonight was Ozee was trying to shut down what he perceived to be a strategy from Fairme. Now, when Fairme was trying to share his struggle experience, Ozee probably thought that Fairme was trying to gain pity votes, because of course the whole house, with the exception of those that has got immunity, are up for possible eviction this week. Yes. So housemates have been doing the most to invest in the emotional banks of viewers to get votes. Yes. So Ozee probably thought that, okay, this guy, now you want to come and talk about your sorry story. Now you want to come and talk about how you suffered, So he was constantly trying to shut down Fairme David, to invalidate Fairme David's feelings. And it was very obvious that Fairme was hurt. But what really pissed me off was the way he was quiet all through it all. It seemed as though he was scared of the Mbadue twins, which is actually a fact. It's like he's scared of them. He doesn't want to have any issues with them. I mean, who doesn't know the Mbadue twins? Everybody knows these guys. People know that, okay, they come from wealth. They come from old money, So most of the housemates in the house, just because they want that connection and stuff, sometimes when the guys are misbehaving and doing that, their mind games, they tend not to react. But tonight, Nelly could not take it. She was really mad at them. That is Ozee. She was really mad at Ozee. Because no, you cannot do that to people and make it look like your argument is always right. Now, funny thing is, after the whole argument, Big Brother had summoned the housemates back into the house for their task. And it was at that point that Tofa was then having a conversation with Onyeka and Suj. Now, she was asking Onyeka about yesterday's episode when Ozee had, cautioned her about her instigator game that she's playing around the house. For that one, I actually support Ozee 100%, yes. But he was now asking Onyeka if she had a conversation with Ozee because Ozee really went too far tonight. And Onyeka said, that she actually cleared Ozee. Like, she actually spoke to him about it because she was really offended, yes. And from the conversation that we're having, Tofa was citing other instances where Ozee had actually done the same thing he did tonight to other people in the house. But people have not really been reacting, probably because they don't want to offend him or anybody else. Nelly, on the other hand, went to apologize to Suj because, Suj is friends with Ozee and she felt like, okay, she had offended him. But Suj said, oh, there's no need to apologize, that he actually understood. And I must give kudos to Suj with the way, for the way he handled that whole situation. He did not try to stop Nelly from speaking. He allowed her to speak her mind. And then when it seemed like she was getting overly fired up, he then, pacified her. And then when she walked out of the group, he followed her, and tried to pacify her. So I love the fact that he stood beside his girl. He did not allow the so-called bro code, to come in between what he has with Nelly. But ladies and gentlemen, it looks like there's a lot more conversation to be had tonight, all right? Because the Mbadiwe twins were having a conversation, and annoyingly, Fairme was going to go and appeal to Ozee to have a conversation with Nelly later on, that, oh, she didn't mean it that way. In other words, sort of begging the guy to chill. And I'm like, Fairme, where's your pride? This guy was literally talking down on you in a very condescending manner, invalidating your life's experiences, even though he's trying, of course, to play a strategy. But as a man, you should fight back. So why are you begging? Why are you apologizing to him? And just as expected, Ozee was saying, that he has cut off all ties with Nelly, that anybody that comes at him like that, that's it, go your way, he goes his way. I'm like, yeah? Okay. We'll see how that works out in this house. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking here right now because I would love to hear your thoughts about this situation. So go ahead and share in the comment section below. If there's any further conversation about this matter, I will bring to you another video. All right? Thanks for watching and have an amazing evening. Bye.